Central bank is now panicking. The rise of digital currency is upon us. Let's get into the economic collapse financial news. Now, Trump and the Patriots, they have put everything into position to go after the central bank establishment. The central bank establishment, they control the world through debt. They don't need an army. They don't need nuclear weapons. All they need is the creation of currency and the ability to put countries into debt. And also, they have the ability to breed corruption through the creation of currency, because they can use that creation of currency to bribe leaders and have them do what they need them to do. Don't you find it odd that here in the United States, Congress, who is supposed to represent the people of the United States, never voted to audit the Fed? Aren't they curious if the Fed is doing everything they're supposed to be doing to protect the people? Are they living up to their mandate? Maybe they're doing something criminal behind the scenes. But since 1913, it seems that Congress doesn't really care. And they have no intention of ever auditing the Fed. Why? Because the Fed, the central bankers, control these individuals. Trump, the Patriots, they've been pushing the plan to destroy the Federal Reserve, the entire central bank establishment, while protecting the people. Now, this is not an easy thing to do. We've had past presidents that have done this or tried to do this. Some have died, some have lived, because we know that the private Western Central Bank, they will always fight back. They will never give up. They will never give up control. They don't care about a country. They don't care about a people. That's meaningless to them. And they thought they'd be able to put all of us to sleep and make us dependent on them with this pandemic. You don't have to go to work. You don't have to go to school. You don't have to go shopping. You can stay in your home and do everything electronically. We'll pay you to stay home. We'll give you stimulus money and you will be happy to receive that money. Well, the American people, they are not happy. The majority of jobless Americans, they are choosing to go back to work over receiving their unemployment benefit. They rather work. They rather earn their living than accept funds. People have experienced what the private Western Central Bank, what the deep state wants in the future. The people are not happy with this. The people don't want to sit home. They don't want their kids sitting home. They don't want to do everything electronically. They don't want to see people electronically. People, they are a social creature. People like getting together with other people. They like seeing family. They like the interaction. The central bank, the deep state, they underestimated this. And now it's turning on them. And Trump and the Patriots, they knew that this would. And they've been planning for a long time to bring down the private Western Central Bank. But this is not an easy task to do because you need to protect the people. Remember, the dollar, as we know it today, is the Federal Reserve note. It's not created by the United States government. It's created by a private corporation out of thin air, and then it's loaned to the government, to the people. Yes, there's interest attached. Why do you think you pay taxes? Trump and the Patriots knew they needed a way to move everyone away from the central bank fiat currency and into something where people could use it in their everyday lives. And it had to be seamless. People couldn't move into something that was completely out of reach. They didn't understand. Now, since we're in the electronic age, people understand credit cards. They understand paying by phone. They understand doing banking electronically. And cryptocurrency is really no different. Your wallet is your bank account. Your address is your bank account number. I mean, this is a very simplistic term in the way we're explaining it here. But people understand that. And once you use it once, you understand that, wow, this is really easy to use. I just put the address in there where I want to send money, and it goes. And then I get a confirmation. When I receive money, I see it pop into my account. This is very easy to do. If I want to go pay for something, I can still use my Visa, my MasterCard, or my phone. This is very easy to use. Now, the central bank, they're starting to panic. We have Fed Bullard. He's out there saying that Bitcoin poses no threat to the dollar as the world currency leader. Now, remember, the dollar is a Federal Reserve note. You are allowed to use this currency. It does not belong to you. It's an instrument of debt, and you need to pay taxes on it. And he said, I just think for Fed policy, it's going to be a dollar economy as far as the eye can see. You don't want to go to a non-uniform with currency. And that's what cryptocurrency is. People won't like that. People won't understand it. Yes, they will. People already understand it. Trump and the Patriots, I do believe they figured out a way to move everyone very slowly, just like the central bank does. If you really think about them, over time, they move the population into what they want without the population really noticing what they're doing. Yes, when the Federal Reserve Act was passed in 1913, nobody noticed anything right off the bat. But as time went on, people noticed that the currency changed, that people were being taxed. It was just for the rich in the beginning, then the middle class, then it went to the poor, and they realized over time. Now remember, this took time. It didn't happen the next year, the 2 years, 3 years. It took years for this to happen. And then we went into Bretton Woods after World War, where the United States became the reserve currency of the world. This was planned. 71, they planned the removal of the gold standard and onto the petrodollar system. 2009, they planned the stimulus to have the central bank take complete and utter control of the system. And this took many, many years to do. Trump is doing the same thing. It's a little bit easier now because everyone understands digital currency. It's not that hard to use. It's actually very easy to use. And they're calling cryptocurrency right now digital gold, Bitcoin, digital gold. We also have gold out there and precious metals, which are rising at the same time cryptocurrency is rising. Now, cryptocurrency is rising a lot faster than gold and silver. One, because people can get into it very, very easily. Two, people can use it now to buy items. And three, it's easy to use. And what happens is, as cryptocurrency continually moves up, it's a hedge against the dollar. The dollar is losing value. The Bitcoin is gaining value. So people are not losing anything in their savings. They're not losing their hard-earned money. Now, if we go back in time, General Flynn back in 2015, this is February 2015, he let us know that this was the direction we were going to head in. This is what he tweeted out. Bitcoin, the rise of digital currency may be a matter of evolutionary destiny. Understand it because it will happen. And it seems this is the direction we are heading in. And each time people get into it and each time people start to understand it and they start to move their wealth into Bitcoin, the central bank loses power. Not just the Fed, but all the central banks, because this is going to spread worldwide. And as it spreads worldwide, people will gain more and more power. So if we go back to Q's post where it says gold will destroy the Fed, was Q talking about physical gold? Could be. Or digital gold, or both. Because I do believe that gold is going to be used as a confidence builder, just like when we moved from the gold standard onto the petrodollar system. We moved from one system to another. Did that mean that the United States, the central bank, just got rid of all their gold? No, it might have been stolen over time, but they just didn't remove the gold. They kept the gold, even though the dollar, which was a Federal Reserve note, it was being moved onto oil. Here, we're going to have gold as a confidence builder, and we're going to be using cryptocurrency, digital gold and physical gold. Do I think Trump and the Patriots, do I think they just planned this by themselves? No, I think they have help around the world. We know that Putin and Xi, they decided that they're not going with the Great Reset. They decided that's not the direction they want to go. And if we go back to post 140, and this is November 11, 2017, if you go down to the middle of this post, it says something very, very interesting. It says, what if China, Russia, and others are coordinating with POTUS to eliminate the New World Order? The New World Order, that is the private West central bank. It's the deep state. It's the elite. It's the Great Reset. Q, at this time, let us know that they were involved in all of this. And remember, just like the United States has Trump, there's still the deep state, there's still the Ds. Just like in Russia, there's the deep state trying to get Putin out. There's the CCP and Xi, the deep state players. We see this in every single country. And it seems that we are on our way into moving and transitioning into a new economic system. And this private Western central bank, they are panicking. They don't want people getting out of the Federal Reserve note. They have no control over this. They don't create it. They can't collect on it. And this would put them out of business. It reminds me of when Bernanke, during 2008, said, we're not forecast, or 2009, we're not forecasting a recession anytime soon. All the indicators show that there is no type of recession or anything coming. And in that same exact year, we had a recession. It began. The market collapsed. And what happened? Everything went into a tailspin. Well, here we have the Federal Reserve saying, we're not threatened by Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency, which means they are. You wouldn't need to announce it then. You wouldn't need to tell people the opposite of what's really happening. Just like Bernanke told everyone the opposite of what was really happening. They knew a recession was coming. They created it. Trump, the Patriots, they figured out a way on how to beat the private Western central bank. And it has just begun. And people are going to see it very, very clearly as time goes on. The people are taking back control of everything. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.